you have such an incredible voice. Was that something that you had since you were young? Did you work at it? Did you try other, modalities like different instruments or anything, and then you leaned into singing, or was it something that was always like the core of you?
Growing up, my mom put me into piano lessons really, really young, probably like 5 years old. And I felt being kind of forced into it without my choice made me resent it for a while. But parting from that and growing more into my own self-discovery through those early teen years and stuff, I found guitar on my own, and within a week, I was writing songs in my room, and my mom was like, "What? We didn't even know you could sing," But I didn't really know either. I just always felt a deep connection to it. When I would hear songs as a kid, I can remember the first songs I heard that really made me be like, wow, those lyrics. I was thinking about the lyrics at a really young age, like mind blown. Alanis Morissette, isn't it ironic?
Yeah.
Like, how could the plane go down his first time on the plane? How is there rain on the wedding day? Like, it was just like, as a little kid, I'm like, whoa, this is just building this world. And it really inspired me. And I think I pulled a lot of inspiration from music that I really loved, like Johnny Cash, Elvis, Fleetwood Mac, a lot of early 70s, late 60s music my dad would play. He had great taste in music. So all those things combined with finding my voice, I kind of had a quirky take on my voice just through all the influences I'd been exposed to. But basically through that, my mom was like, I don't ever want you to do vocal lessons. You're too young. They could try to change your voice. You have this really cool tone. I don't want anyone to mess that up. So just do do it by ear, do it all natural. Don't think about it, just flow. And I'm really glad she did that, because being so young and impressionable, I don't know what could have been molded from my voice, but I'm happy to have this like raw, real thing from my like heart and everything that's brought me here.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I love about like creativity, because you mentioned like Alanis Morissette first, and I'm like, yeah, it makes sense, like born in the 90s, that type of thing. And then you go straight back to like Johnny Cash and Elvis and all that. Yeah. And I think there's something to be said about all art essentially being timeless, because I had a very similar experience too. Like even with, paintings and artwork in museums, it's like the further back you go, the more I like it. Like I've some Renaissance art, but then also like a Banksy.
Yeah.
And with music too, I almost felt like the music of my day, besides like Nirvana and Red Hot Chili Peppers, stuff like that, was like not as good as like some of the music of the past, if that makes sense.
I totally get that. It's like amazing to find artists these days that do cut through and give you that excitement, but there is just something about that time period that is undeniably, it's just something that we can all hear, and it like brings up our vibrations as a whole together. And that's really powerful about music.
That's I really love that take on it, because it's very much that, and you can feel that through the different eras, right? 60s, 70s, 80s, all the way on.
Yeah.
And that's one thing with you that I've always seen since I met you, is that you've always been uniquely and unapologetically yourself. Like I don't think there's ever been a time that I've been watching your path and your career that I could say you're trying to be somebody else other than you.
I don't know who else I could be.
Yeah.
I'm actually me to almost like a fault,
Yeah.
Which is the struggle of my entire journey, really, is that kind of thing. So it can be a blessing and a curse,
And what do you mean by struggle when you say that?
I think like the majority of my career, being signed so young to one of the biggest labels at 16, to going on now to being independent for my first time at 25, breaking out of so many things, dealing with so much trauma and stuff, you just kind of have to find your way back to yourself a lot of times, and that can take a moment. But the problem about what you were asking is that my whole life, pretty much, everyone's been confused by me. Everyone's like, what is she? She's so talented. She's this star, but but like, what box does she go in? Like, you're amazing. We love you. You have it, but like, where do we put you? And I could never figure that question out. I could never give them the answer at the time, because I felt so many things, and I felt every day I didn't go in the studio trying to make a song like someone else, it was just like from the heart, you know? So I never wanted to repeat anything. I just wanted to be true to myself every day. What am I feeling today? What do I want to write about today? What vibe is that? Like, I can't limit myself. I love all genres. I love writing all genres. I love writing for other artists of all genres. Like, I can do it, so why wouldn't I? And I tap into so many of them. So I think with my approach with this next project coming out it's the message behind it is not limiting yourself and being in a box, because I think the future of music has to do more with not being the same thing all the time. I think people are getting tired of that, and there's a lot of work to be done, but I want to be one of those artists that's a part of that.
Yeah.
Where do you think that line is of like pure, unique and original self-expression and drawing from inspiration, right? If those are like two sides of the coin, where do you think that line is? It's almost like an impossible question, right? Because
I think that the lines kind of come at different times. Sometimes you feel that feeling of, I just need to get something out. Like, my favorite way to write music is like, wake up 7 a.m. This is just if I can like do whatever I want with my day. Hit a joint super early in the morning while it's just come out of my alpha dreaming state. And I will go straight to the piano or the guitar, and I'll let melodies kind of come through my head from I don't even know where, but I'm just open to it. I'm like, use me. I want to be a channel for this. It feels like the things that come through are beyond me. I don't know where they're coming from, but they're very special. And that's where I feel most connected to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love that way too, but there's also that great way of collaborating with people and pulling out their strengths and just having fun in the studio, you know? So.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video.
And subscribe and hit the bell for a whole lot more to come.